Welcome. We're back here at the Wee Dram. You can't help but be a bit excited when there's an Eirigh up for investigation. And this evening, we have an expression from the northernmost part of Eirigh, a whiskey that I've never had the opportunity to taste before. So I've been drinking whiskey for a long, long time, and from my very favorite island, I've never had a Bunnahabhain before. And this evening, we have the Eirigh Greine, which means the morning sky. This one at 46.3 alcohol by volume, non-chilled filtered, and no color added. What an exciting set of characteristics and qualities that set up really something truly exciting. It should be a lot of fun. So it is a travel retail expression, clearly stated 46.3% alcohol by volume, and we got one of the big boys tonight, a liter. They do a nice job of continuing the graphic around the cylinder. So thoughtful, ooh, little boat. Time to bring the bottle forth and take a look. So a silver top to it, a stamp letting us know that 1881, so a 19th century distillery. It's been around for some time. Time to take the tinfoil crown off of the bottle. Lift. Let's see what the cork has for us. Sometimes you forget the first impressions. Just as the essence arrives. Nice little musical dance. A nod to Mr. Joyce. So the first note that dominates is high medicinal iodine, walk through the hospital. And trapped beneath that is dried apricot, backed with sort of a chestnut wood, sort of a dry furniture wood. But the one thing that stands out the most is, and it could be the Islay seaweed unique terroir, but not what you would call a beautiful, inviting nose. I'm at this point, after nosing it, I'm just a tad apprehensive, because I'm not getting any of the peat smoke and it's not as exciting as I would hope it to be. That doesn't mean it's gonna be disappointment, but at this point, the experience is dominated a bit by the finish, but you spend a lot of time prepping, and early in the palate, it is vanilla, enjoyable, but pretty simple. And then as you drink it down, there's a puckering, which is always a good sign of an intense finish, but certainly not as complex on the palate as I was maybe thinking it could be. So it's starting to iron itself out a little bit here. Let's have a second sip and take a little bit of time to see what happens. Now coming through a little bit of wood smoke, a little tiny bit of, I would say, campfire-ish, backing into a fine finish. So flavor-wise, the smoke is starting to happen and it's starting to dominate any of the sweetness and vanilla. So I would say that this malt has a lot of promise. For 46.3 alcohol by volume, it doesn't pack the type of punch that I thought it would, but that's not a bad thing. It has a really nice overall taste and complexity to it. It has a beautiful finish. I would say it has the ability to develop as you drink it, which I think is a really good sign. So sometimes with whiskeys like this, and Kalila 12 is the best example, where on first taste, didn't necessarily blow the doors off, but eventually it became a great whiskey. I think this Bunnahabhain, the Eirigh Greine, has the ability to truly be a morning light and kind of grow with you during the process of having the bottle. Again, it is an Islay, it is 46%, it is unchilled filtered, and there's nothing added to it. It just has this beautiful honey, lemon, gold look to it that makes for a beautiful dram. Certainly not a 5. The real question is, why would it be a 4? Why would it be a 3? The price point on this, because it came from duty free, is very difficult to determine, but I would say if it were to be a 750 milliliter bottle at a British Columbia liquor store, that it would be above $100, but I have no way of proving that. In fact, I would probably guess that this would be maybe $130 or $140 bottle of whiskey. For that reason alone, I think you have to drive it into the category of 3. But I will say this, given that we had the experience with the Kalila 12, where it went from being a 2 to a 4, I would say that this Bunnahabhain has the ability to become a 4 from a 3. So right now, I think I have to rate it at 3, mainly because I believe it's expensive, and I don't think it's a fast starter. 3 it is, but here's to hoping for so much more. Bunnahabhain, giver. Wee Dram, Salan Shava. The morning light is exploding, so I don't care what his name is. He's experiencing Eirigh, Greine.